Embrace renewal and hope. This November, a season of faith, joy, and blessings. As we step into the blessed month of November, we're given a divine opportunity to align our hearts with God's perfect plan. This isn't just another page on the calendar. It's a season of growth, rebirth, and a powerful renewal in our walk of faith. In this special time, let us receive God's favor, embrace His promises, and find joy, peace, and hope anew. November ushers in a unique season where we can feel the renewal of nature and, more importantly, the renewal of our spirits. Just as the flowers of spring emerge and brighten the world around us, so too can our hearts bloom with hope and our spirits come alive. As Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. This season brings a divinely set time to start fresh, pursue joy, and trust that God is working all things for good. Waking each morning with purpose. In November, let us seize each day with a heart full of faith. We are given the gift of choice each morning to greet the day with joy, gratitude, and anticipation, or to allow ourselves to be overcome by the troubles we November face. This choice shapes the kind of day we'll have, and as people of faith, we have the beautiful ability to decide, with God's help, to live each day with joy and gratitude. When we wake, let's make it our first act to say, I choose happiness today. I will see the good, be grateful, and show love to those around me. By declaring this, we set a foundation for a day filled with positivity and openness to the blessings God has in store for us. If we let circumstances dictate our mood, we November miss out on the joys that await us. But when we choose happiness on purpose, we open ourselves to receive the joy that God has designed for us. Finding joy. Each morning Psalm 30 verse 5 says, "Joy comes in the morning." Each new day, God renews us with a fresh supply of joy. It's easy to let challenges, disappointments, or daily routines cloud this joy. But our joy is a gift from God that can't be extinguished by life's difficulties. Every morning, we have the choice to accept this gift or let it pass us by. Embrace the peace of knowing that, regardless of any imperfection or struggle, God is with us. We can trust that He is guiding us, and we can live in that assurance each day. So as the sun rises, make the conscious decision to live in joy. Decide that your day will be filled with happiness and gratitude because God's hand is upon you, guiding and providing. Letting faith lead the way. As Christians, we have a unique advantage. We don't have to be ruled by how we feel. Our faith is built not on fleeting emotions, but on the unchanging promises of God. Psalm 118 verse 24 reminds us, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." Happiness isn't a condition based on perfect circumstances. It's a choice to stand firm in our faith and believe that no matter what, God is in control. This month, let's practice finding strength in God's promises rather than our emotions. When circumstances arise that would typically dampen our spirits, let's choose instead to say, I will rejoice, I will be glad, I will live this day with joy. This act of faith is more powerful than any temporary feeling, as it affirms our trust in God's provision. Building a mindset of gratitude happiness is not something we go out searching for. It's a product of how we think and act. When we cultivate thoughts of gratitude, faith, and hope, we're more likely to experience happiness and peace. It's easy to fall into patterns of self-pity or discouragement. But if we shift our thinking towards gratitude and faith, we start to see God's goodness in every situation. Consider your thoughts throughout the day. Are they uplifting and faith-filled, or do they lead you to feel defeated? By redirecting our focus to God's promises, we allow His joy to fill our hearts. Let's be thankful for the breath in our lungs, for the beauty of nature around us, and for the family and friends God has placed in our lives. When we do this, we open the door for God to work in even more wonderful ways. Holding on to hope. Hope is more than wishful thinking. It's a confident expectation that God will fulfill His promises. Life's challenges might tempt us to lose hope, but our faith gives us strength. When we anchor our hope in God, we find resilience even in the most challenging circumstances. Declare each morning, "I am hopeful. I believe that good things are on their way." This hope is not a denial of reality, but an expression of trust in God's divine timing and His plans for our lives. Even when things don't look perfect, we can hold on to hope, knowing that our faithful God will carry us through. The joy of trusting God completely. In Matthew 6:34, Jesus tells us, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Trusting God doesn't mean that life will be free of challenges. It means that we can face them with confidence, knowing that God is by our side. Trust is the very heart of faith. When we worry, we take matters into our own hands, but faith calls us to release control and trust God. Whatever you're facing today, remember that God sees and knows. He knows the number of hairs on your head and has counted your days. Give Him your worries and take heart in knowing that His love for you is steadfast. Standing strong in faith. The Christian journey is not always easy, but it is one filled with purpose. Faith grows stronger through trials, and each challenge is an opportunity to deepen our reliance on God. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." When we stand firm in our faith, we are letting the world know that our trust is in God, not in our circumstances. Take every trial as a chance to see God's hand in your life. Each difficulty can bring you closer to Him, helping you to develop the strength you need to overcome. God doesn't abandon us in our moments of need. In fact, He draws us nearer, teaching us to lean on Him more. Living in daily communion with God. One of the keys to spiritual strength is building a deep relationship with Jesus. This means daily prayer, reading God's Word, and aligning our hearts with His purpose for us. Our faith is strengthened through consistent communion with God. It's in these quiet moments that we are reminded of His love, grace, and promises. When life's challenges come, as they inevitably will, a strong relationship with God becomes our anchor. No matter the storm, we are grounded by our faith in His unchanging love and promises. If we build this foundation, then come what November, we'll be able to face each day with hope, courage, and an unwavering sense of purpose. Choosing joy over circumstances. One of the most powerful acts of faith we can take is to choose joy despite our circumstances. When the pressures of life mount, joy becomes a declaration of faith. Each time we say, "I will rejoice, I will be glad," we are proclaiming our trust in God's goodness. This joy is not dependent on whether everything is perfect. Instead, it is a choice to focus on God's promises. Let's live each day as a celebration of God's love for us. Let's embrace each new morning as a gift, taking the time to enjoy the blessings, both big and small, that God has placed in our lives. When we keep our hearts fixed on Him, joy naturally flows from within. Looking to God in all things. Whether we are on the mountaintop or in the valley, we can always find refuge in God. He is our anchor in an ever-changing world, a steadfast source of hope and peace. Life November surprises us with unexpected challenges, but we can find peace in knowing that God is unchanging. Hebrews 13:8 tells us, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Hold on to this truth when life feels uncertain. Whatever trials November come, remember that God's love remains constant, and His promises are always sure. Stand strong in the Lord and let Him be the foundation of your life. As we go forward this month, November, we live each day with purpose, joy, and unwavering faith. Embrace this season as one filled with renewal and hope. Let us commit to living in joy, to keeping our hearts open to God's blessings, and to trusting Him completely. This November, let's embrace the beauty of each day, walking in faith and giving thanks to our unchanging God.